Hey, this is Hammer with another 2,400 point lead game against the High Elf Army. So, bottom left off the screen, I got a Trebuchet, got 12 Knights of the Realm full command, unit of Fast Cav, another Trebuchet, 3 Peg Knights in front of my BSB's unit. BSB has Virtue of Duty for an extra combat res, the shield that gives him a 1-up armor save. My other Paladin is just an 80 point Paladin with Lance and Shield. And also have a War Banner in that unit, and they're all Knights of the Realm. Next unit looks like Grail Knights, but they're actually being used as Knights of the Realm for my General's escort. They have the Standard of Discipline for Leadership 10 bubble, and my General has a Sword of +2 attacks, Rogue Killing Blow, the Dragon Helm, the Luck Stone, and the Potion of Foolhardiness. Then I have a unit of 10 Peasant Bowmen with defensive stakes. Big unit of 11 Knights Errant, full command with the Errantry banner. And in the center is my Prophetess with Crown of Command, Dispel Scroll, and she's a level 4 of Heavens. Then at the end I have 12 Bowmen with a Musician and Flaming Attacks. So on my High Elf opponent's side, he's using a Saradane style list. Any of you familiar with the High Elf forums know there's a poster called Saradane who created this very dangerous list based upon a cavalry prince. I'm very familiar with this list because my best friend runs a list exactly like this one. So on the left he's got a unit of 5 Dragon Princes. Next to them he's got his Silver Helm unit with his General, who has Strength 7 and a rerollable 1-up, and his BSB, who has Strength 6 and a rerollable 1-up. Definitely his nastiest unit on the board. Unit of Bowmen with the level 4 of Life, a Bolt Thrower behind them. Unit of Spears with the Gleaming Pendant. Over here towards the center, he's got another unit of Bowmen, and White Lions in the woods, and Swordmasters on the far right. So going back to this picture, I was very satisfied with how I deployed. Yeah, I saw his elite blocks on the far right there. I don't remember the exact order of deployment, but basically I dropped archers and my level 4's unit on that side. That unit is stubborn, so I really didn't want to deal with those elite units at all. So I was very glad how this ended up, so that I was weighting the left side a lot more. My General's parked behind a building to protect him from bolt thrower shots, and he can choose which side he wants to go to, depending on how the battle goes. So he dropped his Eagle first on the very far right side of the board. So I dropped my 2 Trebs at the very far left side of the board. I got my Fast Cav and Peg Knights there in front of my BSB's unit. My BSB's unit is the one I want to take down his Prince's unit. So the goal is for the Fast Cav to redirect the Prince's unit, and I want to Vanguard my Peg Knights enough to get a turn 1 charge against his level 4's unit and try to just take him out turn 1. Because it's his magic that I'm most concerned about. So that's my plan going into the game, and of course my Knight of the Realm unit down here should make short work of his Dragon Princes. So these are my Vanguard moves. One of my pegs to make a full 12-inch Vanguard move without being too close to his Prince's unit. I make a partial Vanguard move with my Fast Cav. So if he does make the long charge, he'll be angled, so he won't contact my BSB's unit. Basically on High Elf turn 1, he moves up his battle lines ever so slightly, a little bit faster with his elites on the right side. His magic, he gets Throne of Vines off, I let it go through. He irresistibly dwellers my Peg Knights, but all 4 of them pass their strength test. So to shooting, his bowmen target my fast cav, which was the right idea, but only kill 3 of them, and I don't panic, being within my general's leadership bubble. So on Bretonnia turn 1, I charge his level 4's unit with my Peg Knights, and they elect to flee, which was pretty surprising to me, because there was a decent chance he could remain steadfast still, and he was within his general's leadership and BSP's reroll. So, kind of risky because he almost ran off the board. But I redirected into his other bowman unit, so it looks like this. And here on the left side, apologize for the blurry pictures. I took terrible pictures all game, but used my remaining fast cav to redirect his Silver Helm unit with his Prince and BSB. So I moved my BSB's unit and General's unit underneath that redirect. So whether he charges them or backs up, I'll have an easy counter charge. And move my Knights to the Realm so that the Dragon Princes would have a decently long charge to get in with them. So here's kind of an overview shot. I held back with my level 4's unit. I got Heavens. I have such long range spells that I can still support my entire army from that position. And so she's just hanging back to countercharge any elites that might come down this way. And in my shooting phase, my Trebs didn't really do anything, but my bowman took down 4 or 5 Swordmasters, I believe. So this blurry picture is showing his attempt to dispel my comet, which was abysmal. And that's where I landed my comet. Just what I want. You know, he's going to either have to move through it and risk getting dominated by it, or just sit back there all game. So either choice is very favorable for me. Also my magic, so you got harmonic convergence on this unit. I don't even remember why. Here's another overview shot. So after close combat, the Peg Knights crush through those bowmen and overrun, as you can see. So on High Elf turn 2, his Dragon Princes on the left side of the board attempted to charge my Knights of the Realm, but failed. Moves up his spears, as you can see. He rallied his level 4's unit, and his elites on the right side of the board had moved up underneath my comet. So I also parked this eagle right here in front of my 2 knight units, which was a bit of a mistake. I think his thinking was to attempt to redirect both of my knight units, which he just can't do. He would be a lot better off just parking the eagle in front of my BSB's unit and redirect them, since they're the most dangerous threat to his Helm unit. The way he has them oriented now, I can double charge that eagle and I'll be in the front with both units, and then I can just overrun into his Silver Helm unit anyways. So yeah, this player is still pretty new to the game, and he told me later redirecting is one aspect of the game he's still learning, which is the same for me. I'm only just starting to unlock that power. So this is showing at the beginning of his magic phase. So he had moved his Sword Masters and White Lions past the Comet. That was the choice he made, but the Comet went off on his turn and just killed the Sword Masters to a man and took out a whole bunch of White Lions. So perfect situation for me, exactly what I needed to happen. Now that White Lion's weak enough where I feel pretty confident charging it with my stubborn level 4's unit. Going to Brett turn 2, So his general's unit did charge my redirecting fast cav and kill him, which opened me up for this really easy charge with my BSB's unit. Also, my Knight of the Realm unit here on the left failed to get in with the Dragon Princes. Would have been a pretty easy charge, but they failed. So I had actually double charged with my general's unit and my BSB's unit, but my general's unit rolls 3 1s to make an incredibly easy charge. So they stumble forward like morons, but still feel pretty confident about my BSB's unit taking down his generals, but getting my general in as well would have just sealed the deal. So I get -1 leadership, -1 to hit against his general's unit, which is just icing on the cake. My Pegasus Knights reformed to face his level 4's unit, who previously had tried to dwellers my pegs again, and I passed all my dwellers rolls, so just getting super lucky. I also drop a comet back there, as you can see, close enough to his level 4's unit, and if I beat his general's unit, he'll likely flee right next to that comet. So that's my thinking with that one. This is actually after close combat, but I had charged my level 4's unit into his White Lions, who were weakened by my first comet, and only 3 remain. But they stick because they're stubborn, but you know, I'm happy with this result because you only really need strength 3 attacks to grind it out with elves. So here in the center combat, my BSB's unit just crushes his general's unit. I only lose 1 knight, just rolling great for my saves and just crushing him. So I pursue right into the eagle, who's automatically destroyed because he was fleeing. So set up very nicely for victory here. And even more sugar-coated icing on the cake, his general's unit ends up, as you can see, with my comet right in the middle of all of them. Couldn't have gone better. So on High Elf's turn 3, he makes this easy charge with his spears into my prophetess unit. Not too worried about it. I'm stubborn, and I'm going to be on a stubborn 10 because my general's close enough to the unit. So should hold out with my armor saves, direct all my attacks against the remaining 3 White Lions, and finish off that unit. So by my turn 4, my general should be able to get over there and get in combat and finish that unit. So here on the far left, his Silverhelm unit rallies, and his level 4's unit turns to face my Peg Knights. Magic, I think he rolled a 3 for magic, and so I had no worries. And also at the beginning of magic, my comet went off and crushed all of his Silverhelms. Just awesome. 2 comets going off exactly when I need them to go off. It's a beautiful thing. So here's an overview shot, what's going on the board. And so this is actually Bretonnia in turn 3. After the previous combat, I killed all but 1 of his White Lions. There's just 1 remaining there. And we all stuck around. So on my turn, I charged the flank of the spears with my peasant bowman. I bring my general's unit around, as you can see, to set up a future charge. Charge my Peg Knights into his level 4's unit. They stand and shoot, but don't do anything. And my big BSB's unit slams into his Prince and BSB. So also on his turn previously, he had marched his Dragon Princes past my Knight of the Realm unit. So this turn, I just swift reformed him and marched backwards. And so now if he wants to take out a Treb, I'm fine with that. I can countercharge and easily take him down. So here's an overview shot of all these combats. Yeah, I finished off the White Lions. I beat the Spears. My BSB's unit crushed his general and BSB. And before we even fought the Peg Knight combat, he conceded the game, which I don't blame him. I was about to kill every single unit he had on the board, and there was just no way. So, total victory for the Bretonnians, and a complete opposite of my previous game that I had against the Ogres. So it ended up that the only unit I lost was my fast cav, and I killed his entire army. So, I've never had a game go quite this well for me. Every test I had to pass, I passed. My armor saves and ward saves were spot on, with the exception of 2 failed easy charges. You know, basically everything went my way. So I've definitely been at the receiving end of this type of game before, so I know what that's like, and so it's not quite as fun for me either if I just totally walk over somebody like this. The best games are the close ones where, there's just a big mix of really important decisions and really important events that make the game just really close and really crazy. But still, I do feel like going into this game, I deployed well and I planned correctly. So, at least in terms of those things, I was satisfied with this game. So this game also highlights, again, the absolute power of redirecting. Had his archers killed my redirectors, things could have gone quite differently. Had he parked his eagle in front of my BSB's unit, my general could have failed that charge on 3 1s, and I would have been in big trouble. So these tiny, cheap units, really dictate the flow of the game. And this is why the Ogre player is so dangerous. Not only did his army book give him the cheapest redirectors in the game, but he knows how to use them. And so, using these guys to just waste people's time and set up conditions that are favorable for you is, I'm starting to see is maybe the most important aspect of playing this game. So, magic is random, shooting can be random, but redirecting is a surefire thing in a game of chance. So, I would definitely love to have much cheaper redirectors than what the Bretonnian army has, but I'll just have to wait and see. But anyways, definitely learning more and more about the uses of fast cav. So, hope you enjoyed. I don't know when I'm going to get another game in. Been super busy. Just catching up on battle reports this weekend, but we'll see what I can pull off in the coming weeks. Anyways, hope you enjoyed.